Ladies and gentlemen, abortion is murder, plain and simple. It is the intentional killing of an innocent human life. Despite this fact, abortion remains legal in many countries, including the United States. Today I stand before you to argue that abortion should be completely abolished and recognized as murder under the law. Let us delve into the history of abortion. According to ForgottenHistory.com, Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, promoted birth control as part of her racist eugenics agenda to limit minorities and unfit populations. Shockingly, this legacy continues today. Planned Parenthood disproportionately targets minority communities with its abortion services. This raises important questions about the intentions and motivations behind the promotion of abortion. See this clip to see what Margaret Sanger was really about.
Following upon Sanger's eugenics platform, disguised as giving women access to birth control, the ABCL became Planned Parenthood Federation of America in 1942 after birth control was no longer considered illegal, at least among married couples. During this period, Sanger had critics and supporters. The supporters even today claim that she condemned abortion, arguing that it would not be needed if every woman had access to birth control. What they leave out is that Sanger only opposed abortions if that meant not producing the best, healthiest, most intelligent from Caucasian couples. For blacks, Jews, and brown-skinned people, as well as low IQ white people and those with birth defects, they were not to be allowed. This was what the Nazis adopted.
The landmark decision of Roe v. Wade legalized abortion nationwide under the euphemistic banner of choice. But what about the choice of the unborn child? Sadly, the unborn child has no voice, no choice in this matter. Their fate is determined solely by the decisions of others. You have to establish personhood for the unborn child, and then they have rights in the eyes of the law. They are seen as human beings, not persons. They don't have constitutional rights under the 14th Amendment, which is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's all semantics in the law. Here's an excerpt of Roe v. Wade.
Student number 7018, Roe against Wade.
You would agree, I suppose, that one of the important factors that has to be considered in this case is what rights, if any, does the unborn fetus have?
That's correct.
Yes. And the basic constitutional question initially is whether or not an unborn fetus is a person,
Yes.
isn't it? It's critical to this case.
Yes,
sir,
it is.
If it were established that an unborn fetus is a person within the protection of the 14th Amendment, you would have almost an impossible case here.
I would have a very difficult
You
case.
certainly would.
So the court determines a person that is protected under the 14th Amendment of the Constitution as a person, not a human being. The law, however, determines that murder is ending a human being's life. Therefore, a mother who has an unborn child inside her who gets murdered, that person can be charged with a double murder. How does that make any sense? Too many women choose abortion as birth control, and now the advent of the abortion pill, it's gotten much worse. This next clip from a congressional hearing shows Dr. Lavantino talking about why he decided to stop performing abortions. It serves as a powerful reminder that even those who advocate for abortions can come to regret their decisions.
Thank you, Chairman and members of the committee. I only have 5 minutes, so I'm going to get right to it. Second trimester D&E abortions performed between roughly 14 and 24 weeks of gestation. Your patient today is 17 years old. She's 22 weeks pregnant. Her baby is the length of your hand plus a couple of inches. And she's been feeling her baby kick for the last several weeks, but she's asleep on an operating room table. You walk into that operating room scrubbed and gowned, and after removing laminaria, you introduce a suction catheter into the uterus. This is a 14 French suction catheter. If she were 12 weeks pregnant or less, basically the width of your hand or smaller, you could basically do the entire procedure with this. But babies this big don't fit through catheters this size. After suctioning the amniotic fluid out from around the baby, you introduce an instrument called a Sofer clamp. It's about 13 inches long. It's made of stainless steel. The business end of this clamp is about 2.5 inches long and 1/2 inch wide. There are rows of sharp teeth. This is a grasping instrument. When it gets a hold of something, it does not let go. A D&E procedure is a blind abortion, so picture yourself introducing this and grabbing anything you can blindly and pull, and I do mean hard, and out pops a leg about that big, which you put down on the table next to you. Reach in again, pull out an arm about the same length, which you put down on the table next to you. And use this instrument again and again to tear out the spine, the intestines, the heart and lungs. Head in the baby that size is about the size of a large plum. Can't see it, but you pretty good idea you've got it if you've got your instrument around something and your fingers are spread about as far as they go. You know you did it right if you crush down on the instrument and white material runs out of the cervix. That was the baby's brains. Then you could pull out skull pieces. And you have a day like I had a lot of times, sometimes the little face comes back and stares back at you. Congratulations, you just successfully performed a second trimester D&E abortion. You just affirmed her right to choose.
To truly understand the gravity of abortion, we must examine fetal development stages and abortion procedures. The unborn child is undeniably a human being, with its beating heart and the ability to feel pain. I would venture to say that the unborn child first becomes a person at conception.
The sperm's nucleus, where the chromosomes are stored, enters the egg cell, looking for the egg's nucleus. Egg combines genetic material with the sperm to create a full set of chromosomal DNA with 23 pairs of chromosomes that contain a unique copy of half the genes of the parent source. This is the blueprint for a whole new, unique person that instantly determines gender, hair color, eye color, and many other characteristics.
The act of abortion can only be described as the inhumane killing of an innocent life. Abby Johnson was the youngest to head Planned Parenthood. She was asked to sit in and help one night, and that night changed her life forever. She watched the monitor as that unborn child twisted around trying to save their life. It fought and struggled, and she became a pro-life immediately. And here's a clip of the real Abby Johnson speaking with Kirk Cameron.
Because he literally needed someone to hold the ultrasound in place while he committed this abortion. And he needed an extra set of hands. And so my hands were the ones that were used. And, you know, I have to say, it was horrifying. It was shocking. I felt so stupid for believing this lie for 8 years.
We firmly believe that all abortions should be illegal, without any exceptions. Some argue for the rape and incest exceptions, but we strongly believe that the unborn child should not be punished for the crimes of their father. Adoption provides a humane alternative for those who find themselves unable to care for a child. According to adoptkids.org, there are 400,000 children in foster care, approximately 117,000 that are waiting to be adopted. And according to AmericaAdoptions.com, there are about 2 million couples waiting to adopt. These numbers seem completely out of proportion. In response to counter-arguments about the burdens of unwanted children, let us remember that every child is a gift. Each child has the potential to bring joy and love into the world. Additionally, there are numerous resources available to help those who are struggling with the responsibilities of parenting. Private and federally funded adoption agencies or parental programs. There are hospitals now where you can drop off your young baby, no questions asked, and they will take care of everything. Write your congressman, write your senator, write your president. And if you really want to get involved, abolitionistrising.com has many things that they are doing in support of abolishing abortion nationwide. The same abolitionist movement that freed the slaves wants to protect children in the mother's womb. In conclusion, throughout its history, from Planned Parenthood's racist eugenics roots to the misleading Roe v. Wade case, now being overturned and the abortion rights given back to the states to decide, abortion has always been constituted as murder. Just as the flames of injustice engulfed millions in the Holocaust, so too does abortion engulf millions of precious children each year. Over 63 million children since 1973. It is our duty to abolish this evil from our land and restore the sacred dignity of all human life, born and unborn. It is time to come and take action and stand up for the most vulnerable among us. Thank you for your time.